Association in May 2006 issued a paper which said telehealth does not represent a separate medical specialty. Rather, it's a tool that can be used by health providers to extend the traditional practice of medicine outside the walls of the typical medical practice. In addition, telehealth offers a means to help transform healthcare itself by encouraging greater consumer-patient involvement in decision-making and providing new approaches to maintaining a healthy lifestyle. This audience does not need to know why telehealth is required or what are the telehealth settings or what are the core principles of telehealth. Neither do you need to know the rationale behind it or the benefits of telehealth. You are absolutely sure what the goals and benefits of telehealth is, and I'm sure you are all convinced about the need of telehealth in this country. The question of the role of TSI in promoting telehealth. How is TSI going to do this in an era when there is an explosion of new knowledge and information that is ironically creating even greater disparities in access to state-of-the-art healthcare? Well, the advances in telecommunication and information technologies can help overcome some of these disparities by helping to redistribute the knowledge and expertise. There is a great paradigm shift, and there are certain drivers which are forcing these changes, like the obligatory search for cost containment, changing demographics, peripheralization of healthcare delivery to the rural area, changing disease pattern. We are getting more into the lifestyle diseases, impact of IT, including the IT support for clinical decisions and telemedicine. As someone rightly mentioned yesterday, there is not a single software in the country that supports clinical decisions. More informed and expectant patients, that is the future e-patient, we have to deal with. The well-being factor, responsibility shifts into the patient's hand, the wellness paradigm. How will this paradigm shift cause an impact? Well, the healthcare practices in the country are changing. The healthcare training is undergoing a big change. Financial remuneration and rewards have to be looked into. As there is no revenue model, the TSI could play a role in creating such revenue models. Healthcare vocation, telemedicine, telehealth, e-health, e-medicine is all becoming a new healthcare vocation, which opens up the job employment situation. How will telehealth cause these major consequences? That with improvement of skills at the primary care level, what do we do with the new skills? Idea is to keep it local, keep the care local. The internet becomes a platform. Multimedia health records can be sent through emails. Constant physiological monitoring using home care devices can be taken care. Access to global epicenters of medical expertise is the other area where TSI could be playing a major role. Of course, with the technology and skill transfer, whether passively or proactively, what's important is to disseminate this information to the public, to the masses at large. Create maybe a health online websites within the country in different languages. As we all agree that telehealth in India is at a takeoff stage, so TSI has to play an important role in the delivery of this healthcare. Encourage the private players who are gearing up to take telehealth to the masses, because affordability and accessibility cannot be addressed without telehealth. The next 3 to 4 years are very exciting years for India as 3G and WiMAX is being rolled out pan-India. With the paradigm shift in the delivery of healthcare, there has to be convergence with mHealth. And this is definitely going to bridge the need gap between the rural and the urban. Directly or indirectly, telehealth will impact the large hospitals, especially in the private sector, for increasing its outreach, the government sector who also need an outreach program to reach the masses. Small clinics for expanding their network, diagnostic centers becoming patient-centric, chronic disease management, wellness programs. Telehealth will impact the healthcare awareness, preventive care awareness, remote health monitoring, telediagnostics, management of chronic diseases, home care for senior citizens, rural health, teleconsultation, referral or second opinion, mobile clinics. TSI, for this reason, has provided you the platform that is the conference 2011 here in Mumbai. It not only helps in bringing a large amount of awareness between different stakeholders, the politicians, the bureaucrats, the industry, the medical fraternity. They all need to be brought together for the practice of telehealth in India. Networking is another important issue. Product innovators and innovations, they are all here. And it's an opportunity for one and all to witness what wonders telehealth can do to India. In the past, Telemedicine Society of India was only dealing with awareness. It has taken almost a decade to come to this stage, organize conferences, attend conferences, conduct workshops like CME programs, and of course, the Government of India Department of Information Technology also created a national task force for standardizing the process of telemedicine. It involved important government organizations like ISRO, DIT, CDAC, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. At present, we need to continue to take forward the past, but at the same time, help resolve the ethical and legal issues, involve the industry stakeholders, involve service providers, liaise networking of all medical colleges, which a colleague of mine will subsequently be talking to you, help standardize EMR, which also will be spoken to you this afternoon. We must involve the media for the spread of the message and organize telehealth training once a month in different cities across India. Form state chapters of Telemedicine Society of India to get greater mileage. You all know that global telehealth market was 1.7 billion last year, expected to reach 4.1 billion by this year end, and this is expected to reach 19.5 billion by the year 2014. And these are separate reports released by Infinity Research, a global market research firm based in London. So does TSI want to miss out its role or miss out this pie? Is a big question that we need to answer. The other role TSI could play is to construct a new model of collaboration through partnerships in education, research, and clinical expertise using advanced information and telecommunication technologies, create rural centers of excellence. Let not the centers of excellence be only in the urban areas. Smaller models of centers of excellence can be in the rural areas. The future environment, as you see, along with the drivers of change, what they do. They can create health contact centers. This was very aptly shown by a friend of mine, Professor Ricky Richardson. You all have heard about him. This is a slide that I picked up from him, which says that the health contact centers could be developed by TSIs. The new technologies using video phones, of course, can connect any rural or semi-urban units to the main hospitals. Whether it's an X-ray, ultrasound, lab, whatever, and you've seen this before. This again, we've had a very lengthy discussion, and Ricky was very clear that in the year 2050, probably all hospitals need to be bombarded. They should not exist. Probably the healthcare needs to go to the mall, or it needs to be at your home rather than you going to the hospital. The hospital should come to you. And as people are becoming more informed and more knowledgeable, and there are more e-patients around, and the community as a whole is much more informed than the rest, India can definitely leapfrog the traditional evolutionary process, the standard way as the practice has been going from primary to secondary to tertiary can be reversed, and that can become a new telehealth blueprint for the country. And can TSI take some responsibility is the other issue. In future, we would also like to see, just like you had internet cafes, ISD, PCOs dotted all over the country, why can we not have a private equity venture and set up telehealth cafes, urban areas, rural areas? The cost of putting up telehealth cafes is not very great. A pilot could be done, and very soon this could be rolled out all over the country. And of course, we also have to pay certain attention into wellness program. India, with a population of 1.2 billion people, has the largest workforce in the age group of 25 to 40, amounting to about 400 million by the year 2020. This large workforce does not need a medal that has already been bestowed onto us as the diabetic capital of the world, cardiac capital of the world. Do we need such titles? No. And if it's no, then we need to take care of our young population by promoting wellness programs. And of course, chronic disease management has to evolve into home care rather than hospital-based. TSI could also be playing a role in promoting public-private partnerships. These public-private partnerships can be in many forms. These are multidisciplinary collaborations between government, private stakeholders, foreign stakeholders, between two private groups. Just like you have a private cloud and a public cloud, you have treaties between two public clouds, you have treaty between public and private cloud. Similarly, TSI could play a role in bringing all the stakeholders of telehealth discipline onto a common platform. Also, establishing joint ventures in the field of mHealth. These are days of collaborations and joint ventures. As a single body, you will not be able to achieve anything unless these other stakeholders are brought into the fold. Any mHealth PPP strategy must also identify appropriate partners through TSI. Specific appropriate technology has to be identified. And most important of all, we have to find viable financing solutions, which today should not be difficult with the banks being absolutely surplus with funds. Another important role TSI could play in promoting telehealth in India is to bring all these components, software vendors, healthcare providers, policy makers, NGOs, telecom companies, onto a common platform build and sell products and services. TSI, by taking the learnings from the pilot projects, need to implement the telehealth guidelines, legal and ethical issues, take it up on a larger scale. TSI should also update the users, providers, and patients on the benefits of using telehealth and mHealth in healthcare delivery through such conferences, workshops, and training sessions. Thank you very much for your time.